Fox News alert now, almost 4 days after 129 people were killed and more than 350 injured. As of yesterday, 99 of those 350 listed in critical condition. And 4 days later, the mastermind has still not been accounted for, believed to be in Syria. The eighth attacker who managed to live, detained by police and questioned and let go, he is still unaccounted for as of this hour. Also today, the Eiffel Tower has been closed yet again after briefly opening yesterday. No reason given as to why the iconic landmark of this great international city that has stood here for more than 125 years is closed yet again to the public. It was 24 hours ago at this time when President Obama was meeting with reporters at the end of the G20 summit in Turkey. And it was a question and answer session that lasted more than 45 minutes. And the president was in no hurry to leave the stage, almost insisting to explain himself, knowing that his answers perhaps were a tough sell. Our media critic, Howard Kurtz, is with me now to Washington. And Howie, welcome to the program here. I want you to, let's first summarize with this specific question from Jim Acosta, CNN, and react afterwards. Watch.
The United States has the greatest military in the world. It has the backing of nearly every other country in the world when it comes to taking on ISIS. And I guess the question is, and if you'll forgive the language, is why can't we take out these bastards?
Well, Jim, I just spent the last three questions answering that very question. So I don't know what more you want me to add. I think I've described very specifically what our strategy is, and I've described very specifically why we do not pursue some of the other strategies that have been suggested.
Now, these are White House correspondents. They work at the White House. They travel with the president when he's on the road, Howie. What did you make of that question and answer session?
It was a stunning moment in a remarkable news conference, Bill, because journalists hit the president with a whole barrage of questions just like that. They were imbued with a sense of outrage, frankly, and passion in the wake of the Paris attacks. And the president, in turn, seemed defensive. He seemed a bit tone-deaf to the enormity and emotion of the moment. And he was annoyed that, he said, the journalist kept rephrasing the same question. The reason for that is he said, we're going to essentially stick to the strategy, do more of the same, and no, I did not underestimate ISIS. The press was not buying the answers that Barack Obama was giving.
He said there will be no posing, and he will not become more bellicose in his language because that will not make a difference. Do you note any shift in the way these reporters are covering the commander-in-chief, Howie?
Oh, it was really striking because I've never quite seen that tone taken in the last 7 years of this administration. And obviously back in 2007 and 2008 when Barack Obama was a candidate, he got the softest media coverage of any candidate I've seen in my professional lifetime. Pretty sympathetic in the first term, more critical in the second term. And lately, Barack Obama had just kind of vanished from the media's radar screen as we've all been focusing on the 2016 campaign. So the media deserve some scolding here for letting terrorism and foreign policy fade to the back burner. At the same time, this horrifying attack in Paris where you are was a wake-up call to the country, a wake-up call to the media, and the president just didn't seem to match the moment. We can debate his prescriptions and whether we should send ground troops and whether that's realistic, but you saw a tension between him and the press corps that we have rarely seen during his presidency.
And we will see very soon whether or not that continues, that same tone. Howard Kurtz, thank you. Our media critic working out of Washington, D.C. today. The president said it will work, referring to the strategy, but it will take time. How much time? We wait for that answer.